Good morning, everyone. And good morning. Apakah suara saya terdengar?
Masuk. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to SPINDO's first half 2023 result call. My name is Felicia Priska Handoko, and I'll be the moderator and also the presenter for today's session. We appreciate your time and interest in this meeting, and we look forward to sharing our company's performance with you. Just a quick reminder that this meeting is being recorded. We have two agendas today. We will start with an overview of SPINDO's performance for the first half of 2023 by myself as Corporate Secretary and Investor Relations Associate. After that, there will be a Q&A session led by Pak Johannes Edward as a Chief Strategy and Business Development Officer, Corporate Secretary and Investor Relations, and also with Pak Teja Sukmana Hudianto as Vice President Director. Okay, we can start with the presentation. We start with the corporate summary. Since most of you already know SPINDO, we can run through this part quickly. We have 4 commissioners with different backgrounds. For example, Pak Makmur Wijaya is an expert at capital market, and Bu Weli Tantono is an expert at GCG and capital market. Pak Bing and Bu Endang Vivi Susanto had an experience as an auditor. Our board of directors is led by Pak Ibnu Susanto and Pak Teja Sukmana Hudianto. Pak Ibnu has more than 50 years of experience in steel industry. All of our directors are also skilled in steel manufacturing. Here are our milestones. Recently, we installed big diameter stainless steel pipe machine in 2022, and also we received an award for Best Stocks and ESG Disclosure Award in the same year. Our company used carbon steel and stainless steel coils as raw materials. We cut, bend, and weld the steel coils to create steel pipes. We manufacture steel pipes to 4 different sectors: construction, infrastructure, and utilities, automotive, furniture, and also oil and gas. Keep in mind that we do not use iron ore or coal or slag for our steel pipes. Our company has 6 factory units and 4 depots across Indonesia. We just opened our Makassar depot in June to reach more customers around Sulawesi Island. Our stocks composition are as follows: 55.9% owned by PT Cakra Bakti Paraputra, and 44.1% is public, which include treasury stocks and Pemberton Asia Opportunities Fund. We have more than 5,000 customers registered and 2,000 to 3,000 active customers, including major companies in 4 different sectors. Most of our products is used in construction, infrastructure, and utilities by 60%. This is our major competitors are PT Krakatau Pipe Industries and also PT Bakri Pipe. What makes us different from these 2 companies is we produce pipes for all sectors, compared to other companies that only focus on 1 to 2 sectors only. This makes us the largest pipe manufacturer in Indonesia. There's a lot of competitive advantage that SPINDO have compared to other steel pipe manufacturers. Some of the uniqueness that we have are listed here. Apart from that, the broad range of product and product availability is also favored by customer, as it is more efficient for them. Now we can start with our first half of 2023 financial highlights. During the first half, our company's sales mix in the second quarter of 2023 improved significantly and affects positively to the profitability margin. Stable China HRC price also contribute to our customer purchases. The demand in infrastructure project is still strong, shown by increasing black pipe and spiral pipe non-API sales. Also, mechanical pipes also rises in sales because of improving automotive sector. This is the first half 2023 performance. Overall increase from the first half of 2022, especially in gross profit and net profit. As expected, revenue decreased due to long holiday, but we can manage in the next quarters. At the moment, we believe we are still on target of 7.5 trillion of sales for the full year of 2023. The sales also increased from the first quarter, with construction, infrastructure, and utilities still our biggest customer. It is shown that total sales volume for the first half has started to improve. Also, we also implement sales of smaller batches through the depot, typically contribute to higher profit margins. The sales from oil and gas sectors also increased. This also contribute to the improvement of our profitability margin. In 2023, we decided to increase purchase from local suppliers more to shorten delivery time and can provide raw materials for projects. As the global steel price slightly decreasing, the company will purchase more prudently. The local purchase of raw material also relates to the demand of oil and gas sector. As the global steel price stabilized, the company also managed to maintain its selling price. As we shift our current portion of liabilities to longer maturity duration, we improve our current ratio to 212%, almost double the amount. We have to also highlight that overall, the debt to equity ratio also improves every year. In general, we reduce our debt, we pay cheaper interest, and we shifted to longer maturity. As expected, the working capital rises to 321 days due to Hari Raya and collective leave. But it's shown that we can always manage in the next quarters. Our working capital in the first half, compared in the first half, second quarter of 2023, decreased 45 days from the second quarter of 2022. We are confident that we can achieve our target of 180 days by the end of 2025. Now we're going to discuss our funding structure. 100% all of our banking facilities is revolving loan and almost entirely used for LC. The loan maturity is maximum 6 months from LC opening. Hence, there is no bullet payment for banking facilities. We can also see that our first half, we shift our short-term debt to long-term. This impact positively to our cash flow. Our company is in the process of second continuing public offering, or PUB, phase 2 with 1 year duration. We publish only 170 million with 1 year tenor to anticipate the lowering interest rate next year. This is also in light of maintaining the amount of funding source or capital market portion. We also managed to tighten the coupon spread by 1% against the benchmark soon. If we look from 2017, the continuous uptrend for return on equity and return on asset is obvious. Our return on equity is 9.4% in the progress of achieving our target of 14%. Also with return on assets slowly increasing to our target of 10%. In line with our operational achievement, our liquidity also slowly improves from 2017. Going forward, our company aimed for a 500,000 ton sales by 2025. We also plan to make API pipe up to 2.5 inch by the end of 2023. Our company want to explore more sectors for our steel pipes, including the oil and gas sector, to further increase in that oil and gas sector. To explore more sectors and gain new customers, this is our target for product expansion by improving our machine for specific types of steel pipes, like industrial pipes and smaller diameter API pipe. We also would like to point out that Kusakabe machine is in the process for testing. Now we're going to discuss market outlook. We will keep it brief. In Indonesia, there is still a strong commitment from the government to support local manufacturers. The Indonesian government also encouraged manufacturers to use materials from local suppliers. Our company also contribute to infrastructure projects such as IKN, Ibu Kota Nusantara, highways, and also other projects. Now we're going to discuss ESG. Our role in enabling ESG are by improving infrastructure in rural areas, like building bridges, projects involving solar panels, water distribution, and also in electric vehicle industry. We are committed to include our products more in these ESG-focused projects. In our Plan 4 and 6, we installed solar panels to contribute more to the environment. We also implement GCG practices and CSR activities in our company. These are some ESG-related projects that we contribute with our products. For example, data centers, hydropower, waste treatments, geothermal projects, electric cars and motorcycles, and also in natural gas house distribution. SPINDO strategy for sales expansion, marketing approach, green manufacturing, and funding source diversification are on the right track. Despite uncertainties in global economics and political condition, we still aim to achieve our goal of 7.5 trillion rupiah of full year 2023 sales and 500,000 ton sales by 2025. However, we would also take a more conservative approach regarding our financial posture to anticipate the upcoming political year and the economic condition. These are our projects from the first half of 2023. Thank you for listening to my presentation. We would also like to point out that we are planning a company visit on 18 September of 2023. We're going to the Plan 6, Plan 4, and Plan 1 in Surabaya. So make sure to save the date and keep an eye on our Instagram and also in emails because the registration will open soon. Thank you so much. Now we would like to move on to the Q&A session. Pak Johannes, you can lead the Q&A session.
Okay, thank you everybody. And I would like also to welcome Pak Ibnu and Pak Teja. Thank you for joining the call. We have one question first from Pak Robertus Hardy. Please go ahead, Pak.
Hi, Pak Johannes. Thank you for the opportunity. Maybe two questions from our side. Firstly, in your effort to increase the ROE, the profitability to more than 10%, from currently under 10%, what is aside from restructuring the debt structure and also reducing inventory, what are the specific strategy to achieve that? I mean, is there any target to lower several of the OPEX and also on how that you can manage raw materials, and also is there any guidance of a potential selling price increase maybe in the future? Secondly, yes, it is interesting also to have Ibnu in this joining us in this conference call. Maybe would like to hear some of your because you already in the business for several years, kan Pak, like since the 60s or 70s, right? So maybe you just want to hear your maybe forward-looking or maybe strategy or maybe your philosophy. How about the business in this 2024, 2023 different from 1990s or 1980s? What are the challenges and the opportunities that you have? Maybe despite that you are still looking very strong, Pak, maybe is there any plan for succession yet? Thank you. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pak Robertus. I'll take the first question first. So, yeah, Pak, in regards to the effort to increase ROE and ROA, we do planning to, or actually already we already in the middle of process. First of all, reducing the inventory level, and also doing the cost reduction for factories as well as others overheads. Yeah. Of course, going forward, we will consider introducing more technological advancement in our factories in gradual, as well as ensuring that there's as little as possible disruption to our operation. Okay. Now, on the question to Pak Ibnu or Pak Teja, maybe either you can answer, Pak Ibnu. Go ahead, or Pak Teja.
Pak Teja yang bicara aja, apa saya yang bicara?
Pak Ibnu juga boleh, Pak. Ini soalnya Pak Robert sih dari Mirai Aset, orang Indonesia, Pak, kebetulan. Nanti saya terjemahkan aja.
Ya. Kalau saya, memang SPINDO kita udah dirikan udah sampai 50 tahun ke atas. Jadi sehingga kita udah ada reputation yang cukup bagus, yang sudah customer sudah mengenal segala macam. Nah, jadi ini proyek ini bukan proyek pagi udah sore. Proyek ini adalah proyek pagi. Apalagi di Indonesia. Indonesia sekarang lagi mulai grow up. Kalau menurut saya ini mulai. Jadi sehingga keperluan pipa yang sekarang yang cukup besar, yang memangnya untuk ngikutin partisipasi pembangunan di negara segala macam, ini adalah kita punya share cukup besar. Jadi kalau lihat dari internasional, dari global, memang besi-besi segala macamnya pipa ini mungkin mereka kurang begitu bagus. Tapi di Indonesia ini baru mulai, dan kita juga udah dulu waktu kita mau beli mau bikin proyek segala macam nggak ada duitnya. Sekarang udah ada duitnya. Jadi sehingga ini memang ada potensial yang cukup besar. Nah, ini yang kita sekarang pakai yang karena kita punya keadaan di dunia, keadaan di Indonesia. Jadi yang memangnya yang membantu kita sehingga kita juga lakukan yang tadi si Jo ngomong bahwa kita udah lakukan semuanya di dalam manufacturing kita. Kita udah benahin. Jadi ini juga kita kelihatan bahwa di dalam kita punya perusahaan sendiri kita udah membenahi yang cukup baik. Dan saya kira semuanya yang bagian-bagian tertentu udah ditata yang juga cukup bagus. Maupun kita mau cari data, maupun mau cari apapun lebih mudah. Jadi kita punya organisasi manajemen ini cukup mendukung kita menjalan ke tempat yang lebih gede. Artinya kita punya perusahaan dibesarkan. Nah, ini yang saya kelihatan. Karena di dalam yang penting yang di dalam itu kita bisa cukup bagus lah, bisa jaga cukup bagus. Memang kita udah ada modal. Kalau di dalamnya tidak bagus, misalnya organisasinya, terus kita punya planningnya segala macam, itu bahaya. Jadi kita sekarang nih, kalau menurut saya cukup bagus. Jadi kita melompat, maksudnya udah boleh melompat. Dan dukungan yang tadi si Joe soal keuangan, soal teknik, soal ngatur perusahaan, ini semua cukup bagus. Nah, market juga cukup gede karena Indonesia populasinya berapa? 270 juta. Dan dia yang sekarang yang dijalankan berapa? Jadi yang infrastruktur atau yang besar-besar ini, misalnya minyak, ya, air, itu semuanya masih kekurangan. Dan kita juga misalnya stainless steel. Ini juga salah satu yang kita banggakan. Lain kali saya yakin kita di Indonesia adalah ekspor yang terbesar soal stainless steel. Karena kita punya cost-nya murah. Nah, jadi potensial ini terlalu banyak. Jadi kalau misalnya ada dukungan dari kita dari internal sudah bagus, dari ada supporting dari eksternal, misalnya dari institusi, ya mereka juga mau bekerja sama kita juga welcome. Caranya gimana asal bisa sama-sama running yang cukup baik. Saya yakin ya, kalau pilih SPINDO nggak salah, karena dia udah cukup solid dan kita punya shareholder juga oke. Semuanya gampang. Nah ini juga salah satu faktor. Shareholder kita cukup bagus gitu. Ya, ini dari saya, mungkin si Teja mau bicara, ya sambungin aja.
Go ahead, Pak Teja, masih di mute, Pak.
Yeah, basically, as Ibnu already mentioned, that we are already 50 years company and we passed several crises already. This is very important for us also. We are during that time, so we are looking to get a business model for our company for the long term. And now we know how to do. This is the important thing. Also regarding the machineries, everything. Also we know about the. We always update about the technology. That's why we know how to do. We know how to make more our production more efficient. Yeah. So this is very important. Yeah. This, as long as we can. We can also manage our customer, and the customer is one of things very important for us. Relationship with the customer is very important. Relationship for the long term, not only for the short term. So customers buying for us not because of our product is cheap, but because of our service and our quality to them. Yeah. So we are not competing with a cheaper product. Yeah, so we are competing with customer with our service and our quality. So they know we can deliver faster to them. This helps them also to maintain a low inventory, but we can deliver faster to them. So whatever they need, we can supply to them. Yeah. So quickly, so they don't need to wait, and they don't need to worry about the fluctuation of the steel price. They don't need to worry about the fluctuation of the currency. So we take risk. So this also very important. The other things also we see, we got very big support also from our suppliers from local like Krakatau Steel, now Krakatau POSCO, even also supplier from overseas, like from China, from Bao Steel, from JV, and also from others, yeah. And also from like Jinsan. Yeah, so this is also one thing very important for the business, because our supply is not also spot. Yeah? So it's not hit and run because we buy because the material is cheap, not only because of that, but because we want to buy for the long term relation. Yeah. So they know us, and they know how they know they need us also, and we need them. Then the second thing, so we know the business is changing. Yeah, as Indonesia also GDP is going to be increased more. Last time we see some analysts from the Morgan Stanley, and they said in the 2050, Indonesia will be the GDP number 4 in the world. This is mean Indonesia will have more buying power. As you know, steel is not a cheap product. Steel is expensive product, but steel can make they can build the building faster. Steel is have this kind of strong, right? As you know, Indonesia is an earthquake country, and Indonesia see a lot of things. It's not like developed country. So still, we see so many potential in Indonesia for the future. So a lot of buildings are using the concrete, but if you see the developed country, most of the building use the steel, not the concrete. Yeah, because concrete can collapse when a big earthquake comes, but steel no. Yeah, most of the steel building can still exist even though the big earthquake comes. Yeah. So this is you know how the trend for the steel will be. As Mr. Ibn also said, our population is still big, 280 million, and maybe still growing because of the average age still quite young. Yeah, so still very potential for property sectors also for the future. People still need a home, people still need a place to work also. So still a lot of things to do. Yeah, as even like infrastructure also say, but Indonesia also now thinking to go to the green energy. So we see a very big potential for the oil and gas sectors as well, because in the government have a very good strategy. They already let the Pertamina continue the contract like before the contract was belong to the Chevron, but after the contract expired, but government let Pertamina to do it, to continue it. Even with Total also same. There's so many like from foreign owned oil field, foreign owned oil field now changed to the Pertamina. Then government asked Pertamina to do the downstream. A lot of refinery project now, and as you know, also the we have a very big reserve of the gas. So not get so much use in the domestic. So this is also one of the potential for the future for gas pipeline, for all houses, for also all industries. Yeah. So yeah. So also automotive also same thing. And Indonesia will also go to the electric. Yeah. So this is also another potential for the future. So
okay.
Yeah, still big some potential. Yeah. The other thing, so we see last time, as you know, Indonesia see a lot of unstandard pipe. So we do a lot of education in the market. So through to our warehouse, also our marketing team. So this is, you know, Indonesia is not like sometimes maybe people have a excuse that Indonesia they don't have a buying power, so that's why they need a cheap product, and that's not true. Yeah, Indonesia people have a buying power. They don't need a cheap product. They need a good product. So we will still continue this kind of education, and we believe that they will choose good pipes, not the unstandard pipe. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pak Teja. As for the last question regarding the regeneration, I believe it's answered by itself. Pak Teja here is already ready to take the next journey of SPINDO for the future. Yeah, Pak Teja is the nephew of Pak Ibnu, and he's right now is a vice president director. We can say also that he's the managing director for SPINDO. Okay, Pak Roberto Sardi again. Go ahead, Pak. Before I take some questions from YouTube.
Yes, but maybe one follow-up question to Pak Jo or Pak Teja from still in regard to your effort to increase profitability, Pak. Other than stretching the maturity of your debt with the recent bond issuance, is there any specific target, specific number to reduce your leverage for example, for debt repayment? For example, is there any X% of your gross profit or operating profit will go to debt repayment, for example? Maybe that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay. For us, actually, the target is to obtain a stable at most 3.5 or 3 debt to EBITDA ratio, whereby for the gearing, we believe right now 0.75 is already favorable. So because as much as we want to reduce the inventory level, but actually for steel business, especially for our pipe characteristics, inventory is also our strength to win the projects. Yeah. So in short, we hope that we can target single A flat, hopefully by this 2023 books or as soon as possible. Gitu Pak Robert.
Thank you, Pak.
Okay. A question from Butiara. Target of 20% year-on-year sales volume growth. What sector will be the driver, and how we prepare the company for upcoming election? Historically, is there any impact to company during election? Okay. The 2023 full year target is still believe can be achieved. We need to, of course, consider the next semester. Hopefully, there's no disruption to the Indonesian market. But the most driver would be still the infrastructure sector. We also see some growth in the automotive lately, which is very, very good, as well as we increase our exposure to the oil and gas sector. Yeah, even though the amount is still small as compared to other sectors that we serve, but the growth in oil and gas sector as well as in stainless steel that Pak Ibnu previously mentioned is also very satisfactory. Second, for the preparation of upcoming election, of course, we are cautious about it. Yeah? We have to be ready for everything. But if we see the latest poll that the people approval rating for current government is more than 70%, or even some people say more than 80%. So technically speaking, theoretically, the people would like to see continuation of the current government policy. That would definitely includes the continuation of the current planned projects like infrastructure, the new capital, the improvement of infrastructure or ports in the eastern Indonesia, etc. So we believe if there's nothing major, we believe 2024 is going to be okay. Yeah, of course. We acknowledge that sometimes in the political year there's a slowdown or there's a delay of the project or delay of the approval, etc. But historically, we see it's okay. Yeah. So if we see 2019 and previous year is still okay. But Teja, maybe you want to add before we move to other question?
One thing is very interesting. I think we see for currently for the what happened to 2024 is before a lot of people quite pessimistic about the global economy future. Yeah, but then we see yesterday the US announced already the second quarter growth, right? The second quarter growth is 2%. Yeah, it's okay. Everybody thought USA will go to recession, but it doesn't happen, right? Yeah, and then also we see some improvement also in China. Yeah, China government of China do a lot of things because of the after zero COVID scrap, but still economy cannot recover so fast. But now China, yesterday, I think a few days ago, we have a meeting, Communist Party meeting, and they already announced also several stimulus. Then also this makes some optimism in in Chinese global player in the industries and everything. You see, steel price also is keeping going up now. Yeah, and because of some optimism. And also as you know, China is a big country. So if China economy is running, grow or faster, then as you said, somebody said also, like a commodity price also will go up, right? So this a lot of things we see so interesting, yeah. So for this third quarter and also fourth quarter, even though for 2024. So because a lot of countries already suffering, yeah, from 2020, 2021, even though prices go up, but basically the country's economy is still suffering. Yeah, but we see now it's big change. I think everybody is doing a lot of things to recover. To recover, they just don't want to keep silence, yeah, and see their countries going down. They do a lot of things, do a lot of effort. So, but yeah, we see, yeah. So 2024 will be very, very interesting thing. For oil and gas also, yeah, we also preparing for our next expansion. As last time we already said that we are planning to expand for 16-inch diameter pipe. This is basically our target mostly for oil and gas. Yeah, so we will have more. We try to expand our market share for oil and gas for the future.
Okay, thank you, Pak Teja. I think that is also automatically answer Pak Budiawan Halim question. What it takes SPINDO to become leader in oil and gas sector? Yeah, we have to complete our range of product, especially in this sector. And for start, we are completing our Unit 5 into API standard products, yeah? And then we are going to add some more machineries to complete the whole range until the bigger diameter. We have question from Pak David about the risk of payment from state-owned construction. I think I leave Pak Teja to answer this question, Pak.
Yeah, a lot of people worrying about this. But
Yeah.
for us, we see even though like Wijaya Karya, yeah, have some problem, they still give the payment.
Pas kita, Pak, yang itu pas kita.
Yeah, Wijaya also, like Wijaya also did some restructuring, right? Yeah. Yeah. But they still pay to us. Even Makita also still pay to us. But the important thing for this kind of project is not the construction company itself, but also who's the owners of the project. Yeah. So as long as the owners like Pertamina, the owners is like Pelindo, so we don't so much worry because we see the owners of the project, we have money to pay the project. Yeah. As long as they don't have a problem, right? If they have a problem, then yeah, maybe some problem, payment problem in the future. But we see they are quite professional. Their problem is not in their sectors. It's not the construction problem, mainly in the investment problem.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Pak Ronald is asking about how SSP anticipated imported steel from China. Well, I think the more precise question would be how are we anticipating the imported pipes from China, because we if it is still, we still also import our hot roll material from China. Yeah. But for pipes, actually, we are not really concerned, because first of all, for them to enter in a massive and significant size is quite difficult. That's first. Second, what is imported and become threat usually is just the product that's using the HS circumvention, because they usually mask the pipe in HS, like automotive parts, building material parts, etc. So they can avoid the import duty. But for importing pipes per se, it's quite difficult, because also it's have a big cubication with low weight. Yeah. Maybe Pak Teja want to add, Pak?
I think the important thing for this is we have to thanks for the government, because government very support for this, including the tough regulation for import for the steel product, yeah, especially for general importer. Yeah, so that's why mostly the importer of the steel pipes in Indonesia is general importer. So general importer, it's very difficult to get the license, because the government know that we can produce all the needs of the pipe, and basically Indonesia don't really need this kind of import. Yeah, so now we thank so much for the government, yeah, because government very support and help us to, help to the import not to come to Indonesia. Yeah, and secondly, also the local content requirement for the project is very helpful also for us. Now government very strongly, committed, for this kind of project, all should use the local product. So the import product cannot be used for this kind of project, government project, also for state-owned enterprise project, oil and gas project. So this help us a lot. That's why we see the import is now reduced, especially pipes are reduced quite a lot. One thing also for, as you know, for stainless steel pipe. So stainless steel pipe also basically last time our main competitor was imported pipe, but now we see that's why we are committed at time to invest, because of that. The import pipe not so much come, and secondly also the support from the Tsingshan as the biggest stainless steel manufacturer in the world. Yeah, so Tsingshan price very competitive in this domestic market. So that's why we have confidence we can fight with import. Yeah. So as long as we can get the material, then we can apple to apple. If we fight apple to apple, then we believe we can also fight with import product.
Okay, thank you, Pak Teja. Next, we have question from Pak Kiswayo asking our amount of our inventory level, and whether we have contract for purchasing from domestic or imported products, maybe for the next couple of months. Yeah, maybe you can also explain how is especially for imported material, because we may not be familiar with the mechanism. We order now for what shipment and then the coming, etc. Go ahead, Pak Teja.
Yeah. For import materials, delivery time basically is longer. So now, for example, when we want to buy import materials, now it's already delivery. They say it's already become September or October. Yeah. So based on this we can cover already our material up to September shipment and even October shipment. Yeah. So, but for certain like industry like automotive, for example, basically our customer is looking for the quarterly price. That's why we have to buy also quarterly to the product. Yeah, so we have a commitment also with our suppliers, and suppliers also support for this, because suppliers also very familiar with the automotive industry. Even like in Japan, they do semester price, so 6-month price. Then only every 6-month price will change. Yeah, so but in Indonesia we do quarterly price. So based on this, also we secure the material up to September. Yeah, and then now we are going to we already secure material. Sorry, up to December already for automotive. Yeah. So the price now is a bit the price is increasing already. Yeah. So China is a barometer of the steel price in the world. So when the Chinese price go up, then other country like Japan, also Vietnam, other will follow, because China is the biggest suppliers in the world. Yeah. So hopefully, yeah, so this after from the second quarter price drop, but this third quarter price go up. Yeah. Hopefully will continue to the fourth quarter.
Okay, thank you, Pak Teja. In regards to the amount of inventory level, Pak Kis, yeah, as per you can see in the presentation, this second quarter, the amount of inventory level is going up because of the Hari Raya. In April, we can only like 50% sales, but the inventories keep coming. However, so it's going up to approximately 250 days. But also, if you can see from the trend right now, we are maintaining approximately 200 days, 200 something days. So by the end of 2023, we do hope that we can achieve our target approximately 190. When likewise when we reach that in first quarter 23, yeah, that inventory level. Okay. Another question from Butiara, yeah. The percentage of export and target to increase the contribution from export. Okay. Actually, at the moment, our highest portion from export is approximately 7% of our total sales. But the thing is about export is it's really depend on the condition. Sometimes the condition right now is okay. I mean, like in the US, still price is still pretty high, but sometimes it's the price is also competitive. We also do exports to our neighboring country like Timor-Leste and Australia. Going forward, because of the volume that the export sales provided, we first target would be to increase to 10%, and after that we need to see whether there's still room for us to grow. We also have been trying to seek support from Indonesian trading attaché in US and other friend countries to help us to promote SPINDO products. Pak Teja, you want to add on that?
Export, we found something quite interesting, because of the the tension between the US and China. So just now the US people they don't like Chinese product. So that's why now they are Chinese company, because they have a market, but they know they will have a difficulty to sell to US market. Now several Chinese companies still want to sell, but they just act as a trading company. They come to us also to see whether we can export the product they want, but even as our name, but to their customer in China. Yeah, now what they do only like trading before they sell the product. Now they do trading, helping us to sell the product to US. This is quite interesting. Hopefully, we can also increase more products sales to US.
Thank you, Pak. Okay. We have no more question from YouTube. Is there any further question? Okay, but we have okay. Okay, from Hana Lee. Okay, procurement of material. Receive an order. Okay, all right. Let me take this one first. So basically, we have two major type of sales. Yeah, first of all is we have so-called made to order. Yeah, whereby we do the pipes for certain projects. Yeah, or with certain specification for, like, for instance, automotive or furnitures manufacturers or etc. Yeah, for this time of orders, we usually try as much as possible to secure. Like Pak Teja just mentioned, we have quarterly pricing for automotive pipe. Means that we are, we are trying to secure also quarterly pricing, supply quantity for our raw material. But we also have a product what is called made to stock. For this, we do not secure long-term contract. We do not have any contract when we use spot prices, because also the selling price is fluctuative. Yeah. Some people will also ask, how are we going to mitigate our US dollar risk? Yeah. The interesting part about selling steel product is the inventory is actually our hedging facility, because when the US dollar price is up, the global steel which is quoted by US dollar, and then that's going to be easy for us to adjust the price. Likewise, if it is the other way around, yeah, when the US dollar strengthen, when the rupiah strengthen and US dollar down, yeah, we are expected by our customer to adjust down the price. Yeah, but again, as you can see also in the presentation, there's bargaining power, especially in Indonesia, because the demand for steel is strong. That's the reason why volatility of steel price in Indonesia is less than the global. I hope that's answer. But maybe Pak Teja, you wanna add something on the procurement of raw material?
Yeah. We start to do also buying not in US dollar. So we start to do buying in the Chinese currency. Yeah. So we see the fluctuation between the US dollar and rupiah, and Chinese currency and rupiah is quite different. Chinese currency and rupiah are quite stable, because when the US dollar is strong, they will be strong also against the Chinese currency and also in Indonesia. That's why now we start to do buying in the Chinese currency. Other currency, maybe we think it's yen, I don't know, but because majority our import is also mainly from China, so then this Chinese currencies help us also to reduce some US dollar risk.
Okay. The next question from Hanali would be, can you pass the cost of increment of customers to customer? And usually, what is the time lag between the pricing of products to the raw material price? Go ahead, Pak Teja.
Yeah, raw material price, basically when the price increase now, basically our material price increase will be arrived on September or October, right? So not suddenly our inventory cost also will go up. Yeah, inventory cost will go up 3 months later, or 4 months later. So sometimes we just use this kind of momentum, to increase the price. But of course, we have to be very careful. So when the price will continue to increase or not. Yeah. So if we see the price will continue to increase, then we will increase the price surely. So there is no so much problem. As you know, when material price going up, our local supplier also will increase the price as well. And if local supplier increase the price, everyone know the price will go up. Then usually our pipe makers also will follow.
Yeah. So basically, for adjustment, we do not have problem. Yeah. And raw materials is basically known to everybody. The next question would be the utilization ratio for SPINDO. Actually, this year due to the increased sales and production, I think we will reach about 50, 58, 60%. And one thing about the utilization ratio is that our capacity is actually dynamic. Because why? Because first of all, the machine we have is in capacity is in range. So let's say 3 to 6 inches the capability. So if we produce like more 8 inches, then it's going to be, for instance, 200,000 ton. But if we produce 3 inch, it's going to be less. Yeah. Other thing is that we always do a minor improvement, but with significant impact. Yeah. For instance, when we change the cutting machine to a new system, it increased the speed by 2 times. Yeah. So using the same machine, it looks like the utilization ratio is half. So, but that we translate into a more efficient cost of production. So, however, overall, if there's additional requirement or additional demand, we are in a good position to capture that opportunity. Another question is, could you provide some guidance on the spread or margins for the company, given your view on current material price, have orders you have right now? Generally, we are aiming for 15% gross margin and approximately 7% net margin for this year. Of course, that margin will need to be revisited maybe in the third quarter this year. But we are as we are now achieving 15 more gross margin and 6.5% net margin, we are quite confident that we can achieve that target by this year. Maybe Pak Teja, you want to have something to add?
Yeah. I think already in the first we explained about the oil and gas, right? It's the margin contribution from oil and gas sectors. So as long as we can increase our market share for oil and gas, the margins will automatically also increase. Secondly, also the property sectors. So property sectors is now not so significant increase, but going up. Yeah. So this also help us to increase the margin because property sectors type is one of the our very important item and also contribute to good margin.
Okay. Some from Buhana, Miss Hana to us, could you give some insight on the respective margin for each sector? Basically, the margin for each sector is varies, ma'am. And one thing that is important is we need volume to the overall production to improve our margin. For instance, if a company focus on the oil and gas only, whereby the margin is high but they don't have the enough volume, then the overall the down line will be also minimum because there are certain overheads to be incurred. Yeah. So we apart from the product mix, we also need volume. Yeah. Sometimes like construction, maybe some projects, because the competition, we do not have a lot of margin, but because the volume is big, that would help to spread out the cost, so overall margin will be improved. Yeah. Well, in a way, generally, of course, we know that the oil and gas margin is higher. Yeah, and then for automotive is also not bad. Furniture and infrastructure is very various. Pak Teja, you wanna add on the margin side?
Yeah, that's all I think already. Yeah.
Nothing. Okay. Yeah. So again, we need to also consider the overall volume perspective of the only the sectors. Thank you. A very good question, Bu Hana. Another interesting question. Some guidance on the dividend payout. Yeah. Well, we basically, it is the intention of the company to distribute dividend every year. Yeah. The absence of dividend in 2018, 19, and yeah, it's because of the first of all, the company is undergo a turnaround, and second, when we finally ready to distribute dividend on 2019 result, yeah, in 2020, of course, the COVID hits. Back then, in March, April, June, we have no vision. We have no clarity of how bad the COVID-19 would be. Hence, we take conservative policy, yeah, not to distribute dividend. Yeah. But eventually, in 2021, we see that generally COVID can be held at bay. You know, the impact is manageable. We distribute some dividend. Yeah. So hopefully, going forward, there is now more major disruption, and the company can fulfill its intention to distribute dividend. In regards to the payout ratio, yeah, of course, as mentioned, that we are undergo the turnaround, and going forward, whereby the cash flow position and our financial position is improved better, we are aiming to distribute hopefully around 20%. Yeah, of course, may not be in the immediate, and have to also consider the event or the condition or circumstances in and around the payment term. But I believe it is the intention of the shareholders and the management to distribute approximately 20% of the profit to distribute to investors. Pak Ibnu, we want to add on the dividend payout ratio, Pak Ibnu? Pak Ibnu still with us. Pak Ibnu mau tambahkan tentang dividen, Pak, mungkin?
Ya.
Ya.
Soal dividen, memang kita lagi, artinya kita mengatur yang sebaiknya, maupun tentu untuk kita yang safety-nya kayak apa, yang untuk itu gimana. Kita bukan nggak perhatikan, kita perhatikan sekali. Nah, jadi apalagi spesial ya, untuk sekarang kita punya manajemen udah bagus, kita punya segala macam udah oke lah. Jadi udah kita bisa monitoring segala macam. Nah, kita mau usahakan, artinya dividen itu kita bagi yang dasarkan misalnya dengan 30% atau gimana. Nah, ini kita maunya adakan begitu. Gitu loh.
Oke.
Ya, kira-kira begitulah. Kita artinya mendorong supaya yang shareholder sama kita tuh sama-sama menikmati, gitu loh. Kita lagi usaha ke sana.
Oke. Thank you, Pak Ibnu. Pak Teja, you want to add on that?
Nada.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Bu Hana. Yeah, I think, do we met in Singapore? I think we do. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Bu Hana, for your questions, and Pak Ibnu also extending his regards to your team. Again, I don't see any further questions, and we actually cover most of the interesting topics. Let me check. Okay, I think we have no more questions. Priska, you can close the meeting.
Okay, so this is the end of the first half 2023 result call. Thank you to Pak Johannes Edward and also Pak Teja for sharing their insights and also updates with us today. We appreciate your time, and thank you for the participants for your questions and for joining this meeting. We hope that SPINDO can be your choice of investment, and we look forward to continuing to share SPINDO's updates with you. Good afternoon and have a great day. Thank you all.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.